Over the years I've visited quite a few zoos across the UK, from smaller family-run zoos to massive safari parks, and while I haven't been to too many international zoos, which will be changing soon, I feel like I should document my current top 10 to see how much it changes when I do inevitably go to these zoos across the world. But on to the topic at hand. Some of the zoos in this list have left me in awe of the animals, some surprised me with hidden experiences and surprises I wasn't expecting, and few completely changed the way I think about conservation. In this video I will be sharing my top 10 zoos, the places I keep going back to, the ones that stand out for their animals, their habitats and the little things that make them special. Don't worry, I'll be as honest as I can about the downsides because no zoo can be perfect without any faults. So let's get into my top 10 zoos. Starting off at number 10 is Five Sisters Zoo. Located in West Lothian, Scotland, this zoo began as a small family-run project in the early 1980s and has grown into a sanctuary for rescued and rare species. It's not the biggest zoo you'll visit, but it is one of the most heartfelt and personal. One thing that really stands out about Five Sisters Zoo is its focus on animal welfare and conservation. Many of the animals here have been rescued from difficult situations and the zoo gives them a safe and enriching home. You'll find a wide variety of species here, the standouts being lions, bears and cheetahs, but they also have other animals including llamas, deer, tropical birds, reptiles and other small mammals. One of my favourite things about visiting the zoo was the chance to get up close and personal with some of the animals. They have smaller enclosures compared to the majority of zoos, but the animals often have enrichment activities to keep them stimulated. What makes Five Sisters Zoo unique is that it feels like a real community zoo where the staff care deeply about the animals. You can often see the staff interacting daily with the animals, explaining their stories and sharing insights about their personalities and behaviours. On the downside, some enclosures are smaller than those in larger, more modern zoos, and the layout can feel a bit less structured, which may make it harder to see everything in one visit. For me, what I love most about Five Sisters Zoo was its intimacy of the experience. I feel like you can really connect with the animals and understand their individual personalities. There's something magical about walking around a zoo where every animal has a story, and you can get a sense of dedication for the people caring for them. It might not have the size or grandeur of bigger parks or zoos, but it is a perfect example of how passion and heart can create a truly memorable zoo experience. Coming in at number 9 is Port Lympne Reserve. Located in the beautiful Kent countryside, this zoo and safari park has a fascinating history. It was founded in the 1970s by John Aspinall, who had a vision to create a space where endangered species could be bred and preserved. Over the years, Port Lympne has grown into one of the UK's leading conservation zoos, with a particular focus on large mammals and exotic species. It is part of a larger wildlife reserve which allows the animals to live in a more naturalistic habitat. Port Lympne is home to an incredible array of animals. You'll find lions, tigers, orangutans, giraffes, rhinos and many exotic birds and other primates. The park is particularly well known for its work with endangered species like black rhinos and Sumatran tigers. What makes it stand out is the safari experience, where you can get driven through large enclosures and see animals roaming more freely than in a traditional zoo setting. There's something truly special about seeing a lion and giraffe from just a few feet away in their naturalistic habitat. Of course, there are a few downsides. The park is enormous, so exploring it can take a long time. If you're planning to see everything, you need to plan your visit carefully or even stay overnight, which can be extremely expensive. Another downside is that it is a very hilly and steep reserve, which isn't great if you have young children or a wheelchair. Personally, what I love about Port Lympne was the combination of adventures and learning. The safari drive can be exhilarating, you feel like you're stepping into the wild, and the chance to see endangered species thriving in a well-designed habitat makes it even more meaningful. It's not about the entertainment, it's about seeing the impact conservation work can have, and that's why it makes a visit here very special. At number 8 is Wingham Wildlife Park. Also located in Kent and established in the 1980s, Wingham has become well known for its combination of family-friendly experiences and a strong focus on conservation and education. This isn't just a zoo where you look at animals, it's a place where you can learn about species, their habitats, and what is being done to protect them in the wild. The park hosts a wide variety of species, from playful lemurs and meerkats to exotic birds, reptiles, and even larger predators like tigers and wolves. Not to mention the outstanding orangutans, and they will soon be getting pygmy hippos and a brand new tiger habitat. They also have a number of interactive experiences, including feeding sessions and opportunities that help you get closer to the animals than you would normally do in a traditional zoo. However, these aren't included and can be very pricey. What sets Wingham apart is its dedication to making the experience engaging for families and children. The exhibits are designed to be both educational and hands-on, which makes it ideal for a day out, and that's both fun and informative. Of course, there are some negatives. Some of the enclosures are smaller than what you might find in a more modern, larger zoo. However, the staff more than make up for that with plenty of enrichment activities to keep the animals stimulated and happy. The park can also feel a bit crowded during peak times, which is worth considering if you're looking for a more relaxed visit. For me, the highlight of Wingham Wildlife Park is how connected you feel to the animals in a way that is rare in larger, more commercial zoos. I also love how the staff continue this by sharing interesting facts about the species, making the experience both fun and educational. Coming in at number 7 is Howlett's Wild Animal Park. Howlett's has a fascinating history as well. It was also opened in 1957 by John Aspinall. Aspinall's vision was to create a zoo where animals could live in a naturalistic habitat, and this philosophy continues into today. Howlett's is particularly well known for its work with endangered species, especially primates and big cats. Over the years, it successfully bred species such as gorillas, elephants and tigers, helping to support global conservation efforts. The zoo is home to an impressive array of animals. Its gorilla family is one of the main highlights, with several generations living together in a socially enriched environment. Visitors can also see elephants, lions, leopards and rare primates like golden-headed lion tamarin. What makes Howlett stand out is its focus on creating large naturalistic enclosures. Animals often live in family groups or social pods, which allows them to display natural behaviours rather than being confined to small artificial cages. However, there are a few downsides. Tickets are on the pricier side and the park can become crowded during peak time. The size and layout mean you need to be prepared for a fair amount of walking. Personally, what I love about Howlett's is seeing the gorillas interact. Watching them play, groom and communicate with each other felt like a rare glimpse into their natural behaviour. It was fascinating to see their personalities shine through. The combination of conservation, natural habitats and educational values makes Howlett's an unforgettable experience for many animal lovers. At number 6 is Woburn Safari Park. This safari park was opened in 1970 and is located in Bedfordshire. Woburn was originally established as a drive-through safari, allowing visitors to get close to animals in large open enclosures. Over time it has expanded to include walk-through areas, adventure playgrounds and a variety of smaller animal habitats. The park's history and design make it one of the most immersive safari experiences in the UK. Woburn is home to lions, tigers, elephants, giraffe and rhinos, all roaming in a spacious safari enclosure that give you a feeling of seeing them in the wild. What sets Woburn apart is the opportunity to drive among the animals, a thrilling and unique experience for any visitor. You can see majestic lions and towering giraffes up close, which is something that you simply don't get in modern traditional zoos. On the downside, the safari can get very busy during weekends and school holidays, which can make it harder to enjoy the drive fully. The park can also feel hot in the summer due to the open air safari layout, and walking areas are not as extensive as some larger zoos. For me, the highlight of Woburn Safari was definitely driving through the lion and rhino enclosures. It's a mix of excitement and awe to see these magnificent animals from such a close-up distance. The sense of freedom in the safari environment really makes it feel like an adventure. It is a perfect combination of thrill and education, and it easily spends hours exploring the park. In at number 5 is Whipsnade Zoo. The UK's largest zoo and a true icon of British wildlife conservation. Whipsnade opened in 1931 and is run by the Zoological Society of London, making it an historic and educational hub for wildlife lovers. The zoo covers 600 acres, which allows it to house large herds of elephants, giraffes, rhinos and other big mammals in an incredibly spacious habitat. The zoo's collection is enormous, ranging from big cats to elephants, giraffes, rhinos and extensive herds of herbivores. Whipsnade is particularly impressive for its variety of species and the amount of space animals have to roam. What sets it apart is the size and openness of the enclosures, where you can see animals wandering across large fields, which is quite different to smaller urban zoos. It also has a strong conservation focus, participating in breeding programs for endangered species. On the downside, the zoo's massive size can be overwhelming. You either need a car to get around or a lot of stamina to explore fully on foot. Families with young children may find it difficult to see everything in one day, and some areas feel more like a park than a traditional zoo. Personally, what I love about Whipsnade was the space and freedom. Watching elephants wander across open fields, giraffes reaching for trees and rhinos moving their naturalistic habitats was awe-inspiring. It feels like a place where animals really have room to be themselves, which is both educational and deeply satisfying to experience. Moving into number 4 is London Zoo. Located in Regent's Park in the heart of London and opening in 1828, it is one of the oldest scientific zoos in the world, with a long history of animal care, research and conservation. London Zoo has continually updated its exhibits over the years, combining historic architecture with modern interactive enclosures that prioritise animal welfare. The zoo has an incredible range of species, from penguins and reptiles to gorillas, big cats and exotic birds. London Zoo is particularly famous for its pioneering breeding programs and conservation. These exhibits are designed to be educational, and you can see animals in environments that encourage naturalistic behaviours. What sets London Zoo apart is its urban location and its mix of historical charm and cutting-edge exhibits. It's both accessible and iconic, making it a must-visit for anyone in the UK. On the downside, the zoo can be very busy and ticket prices are very high. Some enclosures are constrained by the city location, so they aren't as spacious as those in larger rural parks. For me, London Zoo is a perfect blend of history, education and fun. I especially loved watching the penguins. It's always entertaining to see them waddle, swim and interact with each other. The variety of animals and the chance to see iconic species up close makes it a memorable visit every time. At number 3 is Colchester Zoo, which opened in 1963 and has grown into one of the most popular zoos and well-regarded zoos in the UK. The zoo covers a large area and focuses heavily on creating immersive and naturalistic habitats for its animals. Colchester has a reputation of being both family friendly and conservation focused, making it a well-rounded zoo experience. The zoo houses big cats, primates, reptiles, birds and a fantastic aquarium section. What makes Colchester Zoo stand out is its immersive enclosures, where you feel like you're stepping into the animal's natural habitat. The zoo also prioritises enrichment so animals are engaged, active and healthy, which visitors can clearly see. On the downside, Colchester can be very crowded, especially on the weekends and during school holidays. Parking can also be an issue as some areas feel more busy than relaxing. Personally, I love the interactive nature of Colchester Zoo. Walking through the lemurs enclosures, watching big cats in action and seeing how the staff enrich the animals makes it a very unforgettable experience. There's a real sense of care and attention to detail here which makes the zoo very special and immersive. Coming in at number 2 is West Midlands Safari Park. Opening in 1973, this park combines traditional drive-through safari with a walk-through area and including an amusement park. It's located in Warwickshire and has become one of the most popular safari parks in the UK. The park is home to lions, elephants, giraffes, tigers and exotic birds, with the safari drive as its main highlight. Visitors can drive alongside these magnificent animals, experiencing the thrill of being up close in a safe but realistic environment. The park also has walk-through areas for smaller species, which allows a mix of safari adventure and more traditional zoo encounters. What sets West Midlands Safari Park apart is its combination of safari and walk-through experiences, giving visitors variety and excitement. On the downside, the park leans more towards being a tourist attraction than a pure conservation-focused zoo. While it does participate in some breeding programs, it doesn't have as much research or scientific focus as places like Whipsnade or London Zoo. For me, the highlight was the safari drive. Being able to see lions, rhinos and giraffe close up from your own car is thrilling and a little bit awe-inspiring. It's a unique experience that you don't get to see much in the UK, and it leaves you with lasting memories. And finally, reaching my number 1 zoo in the UK, which is Edinburgh Zoo. Opened in 1913, Edinburgh Zoo was home to the UK's only giant pandas, but is now more famous worldwide for its penguin colony. It's managed by the Scottish SPCA and has a strong conservation mission, which is evident throughout the park. The zoo is home to penguins, koalas, Asiatic lions, chimpanzees, sun bears and a huge variety of birds. What sets Edinburgh Zoo apart is its combination of iconic species, innovative exhibits and conservation work. The Royal Penguin Parade, where penguins march across the enclosure daily, is one of the highlights and draws visitors from all around the country. On the downside, tickets are relatively expensive and it can be very busy, particularly during school holidays, which is an overall arcing theme throughout this top 10. Some enclosures can feel small when compared to rural safari parks, but the zoo compensates with engaging and educational presentations. Personally, what I loved about Edinburgh Zoo was seeing the koalas and the massive penguin colony. It's a heartwarming and almost magical experience, and the combination of iconic animals and thoughtful conservation work makes it into my top 10 in the UK. The staff are passionate, the exhibits are engaging, and it feels like a place where animals and visitors alike are both cared for and inspired. And that wraps up my top 10 zoos. Each one has its own unique charm, incredible animals and experiences that make it special. Whether you love safari adventures, historic zoos or innovative animal encounters, there is something here for every animal lover. Which of these zoos is your favourite? Let me know in the comments, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe so you can stay up to date with uploads on the channel and see more zoo and theme park content, and I'll see you in the next video.